So, welcome to another episode of Up Joshi. This is TJPW's, not TJPW's. Hey, maybe someday, but this is the unofficial TJPW review for the Kobe show they did on January the 7th. It says Hyogo slash Kobe Art Center. I wonder what that means. I thought it was Kobe, but maybe that's just the name. Hyogo Kobe, like Hyogo dash Kobe. I'm on their website right now. Anyway, let's get to the point because I know a lot of people want to hear the discussion, the good part. They like to hear about stories and things of that nature. So on this show, January 7th, it opened up with the most beautiful ring announcer in existence, Sayuri Namba, and most talented. And the main takeaway from this announcement that Sayuri was making was that cheering is allowed. So cheering is okay. And it's nice to hear a response back when the Up girls say, yay. And the crowd was like, yay. So that was pretty cool. And they did perform Upper Kick. They performed this on their Ethan Young show, so I won't really speak much about it. Of course, it was fine. One thing I did want to talk about was Miyu's boots. They're pretty freaking awesome. I like the red mixed with the pink. I hope our next costume is actually more like that. And of course, Raku and Hikari's costumes are cute as always. So Raku was wearing her usual costume, not the New Year's one, but that is totally fine. I would not be upset if that is going to be her regular costume for the rest of the year because it's good. I'm a big fan of the Harajuku style that Miyu had on her boots, so hopefully she can kind of do something like that on her next costume. Mix like the red and the pink; it goes really well together. And the Harajuku styles like that with those mismatched colors kind of thing is actually starting to get a bit trendy in the United States. Unlike an actual Harajuku, Akihibara, these trends in America can usually last like an entire generation. So betting on a trend in the United States is like opening up a CD or IRA. It's usually guaranteed success unless like the bank goes under. But hey, that's another reason why we should use the TJPW hashtag more to show them some love. They make us smile and happy, so we can give a little bit back to TJPW and use it whenever we talk about it, especially if it's something positive. Even those jokes too, because they're going to read those anyway, so we might as well use the hashtag and help them out. Next, we get an opening match. Now Kakta versus Himawari. I was really excited to see this. Everybody knows like I'm a big Now Kakta fan, and of course big TJPW fan. So of course I'll be happy to see some new blood. Wait, wrong wrestling company. I'll be happy to see Himawari. All right. So spoiler alert. I'm very pleased with the match in the opening match. That was the opening match. Now Kakta versus Himawari. It was basically the main event for me because it was the match I was looking forward to the most. I think Himawari she has like infinite potential alongside other members on the roster, but Himawari in particular, you don't know what to expect from her, especially because she has energy. Anybody that has like high energy in pro wrestling is just gonna be good. You can tell. Because you can use the energy to do stuff. You can put it in your facial expressions. Yeah, right. you can use your hair as a weapon, which exactly what Himawari actually did. She looked like $1,000,000 in this match too. But during the course of the match, she actually used her hair as a weapon and attacked Naokata with it. I thought that was pretty sick and funny. And then the second funniest thing was not only that she used it as a weapon, she used it to break the hold on the ring ropes. Got the 3 count. And then Now said, Inokore, which in context that translates to, is that really okay? And so, just so you know, the Japanese language isn't always direct. So if something is implied, in English, it's better to go ahead, and add it and say what they meant. because the meaning and intention gets lost if you just translate it directly. But now actually said was inokore. So if I inokore, inokore. So what it literally translates to is, let me see, is good, or good is, like literally translation, or is that good? Is that okay? But that's not like what she meant. She meant like, she said inokore. Like, is that really good? I mean, is that really okay? You sure about this? Like that sort of thing. Not that exact tone, but that's what she meant, and her intention. She was like I don't think that's good. That's her intention. So I'll do my translations that way. I won't actually just say, I'll say it's good, like, because that doesn't make any sense. So that's how I'll do my translation on the podcast. If there's something missing, I'll fill in the blanks for you. If there's something I don't understand, I'll tell you I don't understand, because I'm not perfect. I'm not like completely fluent, not yet at least. Anyway, let's move on to the match, because what happened also during the match. Now she did a drop kick, and then she did a big boot on Himawari. She went for the cover, and then Himawari kicks out. Let's see. Now Kakta, she went for like a, no. Himawari, she went for a surprise roll up, and even got a shoulder tackle on Now Kakta. I'm kind of sweating a little bit as a Now Kakta fan, because I'm like, whoa, Himawari is getting some momentum. She may actually be Now Kakta on her second match in the company. So, and then after that, not only did she do like, those little spots there, but Himura actually put Now Kakta in a half crab in the center of the ring like a pro. I'm like, holy shit. Himura gains control of the match, but now it's just too strong. So she breaks out of the body slam attempt that Himura tried to do, and she hits her with her front shoulders like face drop, which is basically like a mic check. And she seals the deal with her Shirinkai, which is sort of like a TKO stunner. So now picks up the victory on the first match. But again, I was really pleased with the match. I think Himawari got infinite potential. Himawari did not look overly weak during the match. I don't know if it's just because now Kakta is so good, but Himawari looked like $1,000,000. It kind of takes me back a little bit to like how Palm Harajuku and Mei Saruga debuted. Like when they first started wrestling, they were already really good. So because they were so good, they were overlooked and for their accolades, and they didn't really get contenders for like rookie of the year, because people were like, "Oh yeah, they're rookies," but they didn't really realize that until like maybe the year after. So like the awards like already gone, so you can't go back in time and give them rookie of the year, but you can say that Mesa Ruga and Palm Harajuku should have been rookies of the year, but they didn't. I don't think they really got the awards. They deserved it. And Himawari could. It's a little early because it's January, but I think Himawari is definitely contender for Rookie of the Year. And I do not mean in TJPW. I mean like in general. She's amazing. There is one problem though. Technically, Himawari did debut in AWG. She had 2 matches, so I don't know if they might try to say that like, oh, she had 2 matches, so that disqualifies her. But you have to kind of look at it, like for me personally, I kind of have to look at it this way. I'm not trying to say that TJPW is the biggest wrestling company in the world, but AWG, at least when they started, they marketed as like to train wrestlers, and then that was it. But of course, they changed though, especially when they got people like Reika Saki in there. But and TJPW could be looked at the same way. Yes, they have a huge parent company way above them, but they're pretty independent from that parent company. They don't just come in and say, "Oh, here's $1 billion. Go buy all these venues and do live stream TV shows every day and be on every channel network." TJPW doesn't actually do that, so they're not as. So I don't. I think even if Himawari doesn't get like Rookie of the Year award, she deserves all the praise in the world, because like she's already good, and she's not good because she just naturally talented. Like she didn't do anything. She put in a lot of effort and hard work. It all shows. Like everything's like all well thought out. she thought about like how she's gonna create her ring gear, how she's gonna dye her hair, how she's gonna use it. Like it's a lot of effort that goes into it, and so she really gets my respect for that. And I think the fans like they're drawn to like her colors and her style and everything like that. But they like her because she's good at it too. It's not just because she looks good, but because she is good. That was really deep, I guess. But moving on, the second match. The second match was Kamiyu versus Kaya Toribana. So Kamiyu comes down the ring and she has a whip, and trust me, she knows how to use it. The bell rings, and then Kamiyu goes for her fingers to the eye attack, the double fingers, but Toribana immediately blocks it. Toribana has a new fire under her because I noticed like her wrestling style has gotten a little bit more aggressive, and she begins to pound on Kamiyu. But Kamiyu breaks out of it and proceeds to stuff a mud hole in Toribana in return in the corner. A lot of back and forth in this match. Actually, it wasn't just like Kamiyu dominating as like you might have expected to see. Kiso calls for the rope, and Kamiyu is like, bet. She uses the rope as a weapon and catapults Toribama's neck into the bottom rope. That was actually kind of brutal, and it was funny. Kamiyu says something after that, but I didn't quite catch it what she said, but the crowd laughed, so I thought that part alone was funny to me. Kamiyu puts a submission hold. Yeah, she puts a submission hold on Toribama, I believe, and then goes for the pin. And then Toribama kicks out, and she does this beautiful overhead reverse suplex. And then Kamiyu sends Toribama to the ropes with a few drop kicks. Kamiyu casually puts an optical stretch on Toribama, but Toribama breaks out. And she puts Kamiyu in what I can describe best as a half-wing chicken submission. Basically, like, she didn't put like both cross arm bars, but she did like one arm. It's hard to describe it because I don't know the name of the move, but go back and watch this match though. It was actually one of Toribama's best matches. She does a spinning sidekick. Toribama, obviously, Kamiyu doesn't really do flips, at least not yet. Maybe someday. Then Toribama does the backflip, which kicks Toribama in the back that she does. Then Toribama goes for the middle rope high finishing move, but it misses though. Kamiyu then does her famous drop kick, and then makes Toribama even more famous with her finisher, the famouser, to end the match. So then Toribama, of course, eats the pin. It's a one-on-one match. She gets pinned 1, 2, 3, and then Kamiyu is your winner. And it was a pretty good match, even though they were really aggressive at the beginning. It was still a nice little friendly match there. And, no blood boiling rivalry or anything. They're cool. All right, so we're gonna move on to the third match because like there's gonna be another show review, and I think TJPW has like 8 shows this month or something, so I don't want to do like an hour-long podcast. I have to start getting paid by the hour if I do that many reviews, right? All right, but I'm joking. So the third match, it kicks off super fast. It's Maki Ito and Hikari Noa versus their opponents Yuki Aino and Raku. So it starts off super fast because as soon as Maku finishes Brooklyn Hole and Hikari takes off her wardrobe or robe, they both go for a kick on their opponents. But Raku and Yuki grabs it. They grab their kicks like a Muay Thai block, and they say Mora, which means gotcha. You're going to hear that like throughout the show. Mora, Morata. But they don't really say Morata, but they just say Mora. Because they're, in the middle of a fight. Then Raku and Yuki Aino snap marry their opponents, and they hit the Yasumi Express. As soon as they go for the Yasumi Falu, which is the pinfall. Oh, by the way, Yasumi means good night. But as soon as they go for the Yasumi pinfall, it gets reversed into a pinfall by Maki Ito and Hikari. So they reversed their Yasumi Express pinfall. Then we get Maki Ito, who's the cutest in the world, with cheering, thanks to Hikari holding the legs of Raku. So, the Sekai Ichi Kawaii no wa, that spot. Hikari Noa is holding Raku's legs. And then Hikari also assists Maki Ito with the Kakashi headbutt. Neko, hey, what's up? And then the headbutt connects. Hikari gets tagged in and they proceed to bully Raku in the corner. Makiko smacks Raku in the head like several times, and then Hikari puts her boot the face of Raku like in the ropes. And then to top it off, Hikari puts Raku in best what I can describe as like a reversed half crab, and then she stretches her like a pretzel basically. So Raku manages to do a Russian leg sweep and tag out. Yuki runs to the ropes and does a backsplash like a swanton, and then Hikari tags out. And Maki sets Yuki in her sights for an elbow into the bulldog. I love how Maki Ito actually sets that up. It was actually kind of savage, pun intended, by the way. So Maki Ito does her tornado DDT and a Brooklyn crab because they don't sing. She doesn't sing about Boston. She sings about Brooklyn. So Brooklyn crab. All right, then Maki Ito does that standing headbutt, but then she gets met with Yuki Aino's shoulder tackle. Raku tags in, but she eats one of the best drop kicks in pro wrestling. That's Hikari Noah's drop kick. Hikari Noah sets Raku up with a barrage of drop kicks. Like she literally has the best spinning drop kick I've ever seen. But then Raku does a furious combination attack of her own. She does like a cute chop at the end of that, and then she follows it up with a smile train. Then she sets her up for what I believe is called the guillotine clutch. It's a submission hold that our friend Mark Kabashi is famous for. But Raku also has adapted it more and uses it regularly now. And then Raku and Yuki Aino set Hikari up for some amazing synergy and some great tag team moves. But Ito and Hikari also work well together. Raku does like a low drop kick, kind of like Lulu Pencil, like a really pencil homer kind of drop kick there on Hikari. And then she does a top rope chop on Hikari. But of course, Hikari kicks out after that. And then Hikari does like one super kick, but only one though, because Raku does a Kageyaki sling blade and then a swinging neck breaker. Raku goes for the pinfall. 1, 2, 3. The crowd goes, oh! And then Raku and Aino win the match. Raku is the winner. God wins. You know what they say, God always wins. Kami-sama kata. All right, fourth match. Fourth match is, I'm just going to come up with some stupid nicknames here for fun. Fourth match is Magical Passion Blue versus Kaiju Toku. But it's actually Yuka Sakazaki and Mahiro Kiryu versus Shoko Nakajima and Hyper Misao. So Hyper Misao does get the microphone and talk. Mike Shinai, she says like some random stuff every time she asks for the mic. She don't always say Mike, please, Mike Kudasai. But Hyper Misao's Japanese is a little bit too complex for me to understand sometimes, especially at my current level. But she basically, during the promo, she basically politely gave her opponent treats. She had a bag. It was for Mahiro Kiryu and Yuka Sakazaki. But what happens is Mahiro Kiryu Hyper Misao blames Mahiro for the missing treats that Hyper Misao allegedly prepared for her. And then Masao attacks her and she's like stomping her, and then she looks and she says like, hey, where did you hide them? It was like pretty funny though. Like she took it really seriously. It was like, of course we all know Hyper Misao never had any intention of giving Mahiro treats anyway. She set her up. But anyway, Yuka Sakazaki is just like casually eating snacks outside the ring with the referee. I thought this was actually absolutely perfect. If you ever listened to the Storytime podcast I did before on Neko Haruna, the storyline, you can see why I love this wrestling company. I believe we actually think alike. So Yuka actually wrestles with one hand, a snack in the other hand, because she's busy eating. I can't believe what I'm saying though. Is anybody actually listening to this? It like I'm talking about food. It's a wrestling match, but anyway. What happened next? So I think it was like a fig bar though, but it was like the pastry kind. those things, like those are actually the good kind, the expensive kind. It's not like the ones with the preservatives. But anyway, after all that shenanigans, Hyper Misao put her like in a surfboard kind of submission. Is basically the one that you can't escape, where she swings her opponent back and forth. It's pure torture. It's like pure torture, actually. Though it's very villainous. It's not something I think a hero would actually do, except for maybe Deadpool. But anyway, my hero tags out to Yuka, and then she hits the three amigo suplexes. However, Hyper Misao manages to interrupt it. Yuka hits her sliding clothesline attack on Hyper Misao, and Misao is just too close to the ropes to stay down. So Misao grabs the ropes. And then she tags out to Shoko. And then Shoko, she hits Yuka with a drop kick, a top rope drop kick. And then the Kaiju, no, actually, Yuka hits Shoko with the drop kick. And then Kaiju just roars when Yuka kicks out. I said that backwards though. So yeah, Shoko hit Yuka with the drop kick, and then she hit Yuka with a splash before that, and then she just like starts acting like Kachi. She's like when she kicked out of the drop kick, and so then they start to trade blows with each other, and they just keep attempting 619s and front kicks. It was like really smooth. I was like, damn. Like, because I thought every other match before this was already good, to be honest with you, especially the opening match. That was probably my favorite so far. But Yuka and Shoko, we can see why they always win the Princess of Princess Championship. That was ridiculous. Like, I'm going to go back and replay this after the podcast. Maybe not right after, but at some point this week, I'm going to go back and watch that spot right there where they kept doing the 619. It was good. It was like a spectacle. I also liked how Yuka countered the Shoko's attempt to the Hurricane Rana. She countered it into like a body slam. Shoko hits her with a spinning tackle that she does, and then Kiri eats a Hurricane Rana into a pinfall by Shoko. It's like a bunch of falls during this match. It's impossible for me to keep up. I would have to probably play the video back and slow it down just to tell you what happened. It was really fast paced. Well, I enjoyed it. It was good. It was the good fast pace. It's just kind of hard to like tell you exactly what happened. But what I'm telling you is go back and watch it. It was worth it. But keep in mind though, with all these near falls and Kiryu eating the Hurricane Rana pinfall, this is actually Kiryu, my hero Kiryu in the ring. This isn't Yuka, this isn't Miyu, this isn't Rika. This is my hero Kiryu in the ring. So my hero Kiryu can definitely hang with Shoko. My hero Kiryu also hits a sidewalk slam on Shoko Nakajima, but Shoko immediately shakes it off. And then she hits my hero Kiryu with the 619, and then she follows it up with her Northern Light suplex with a bridge. And you get the 1, 2, 3, your winner, Shoko Nakajima. I'm like, fuck yes. This is good. I was like, this is good. This is why I watched this wrestling company. Because the match is like that. And actually was not the main event. The main event was actually pretty dope too. We are going down. There we go. That was my phone. Twitter Spaces make you use your cell phone, so it's either cell phone or Bluetooth, and my Bluetooth does not cooperate with Twitter Spaces very well. So here we go, fifth match, and the main event is Palmu and Daydream versus Trish Adora and Wasteland War Party. Wasteland War Party consists of Haiti Howitzer, and they are Max the Impaler. I don't have to say they are Max the Impaler. But by the way, before I even talk about the match, if you are not following Haiti Howitzer on Twitter, you are really missing out. You should follow her. Trust me, you'll thank me later. So anyway, before the match starts, we get the loudest Palm chats. The match hasn't even started. The crowd is really behind Palm. I saw someone, I think Doggo Snake, shout out, that's a shout out. He says something that Palm is like ready to have her Daniel Bryan moment. So what a Daniel Bryan moment is, what it means is that a wrestler is like undeniably popular. For an example, right now, Palm Harajuku, she is so popular that whenever she is in a match, she gets so much love and support. It like overshadows the entire show. She is so popular that no matter what plans or image the company has or intends to maintain, Palm Harajuku is and always will be the fan favorite, and that the fans they'll demand that you give us more Palm Harajuku. They'll say things like, "Put the belt on Palm right now, and give us more Palm." Palm wants to win. I think Palm will win. I hope Palm will win. I'm watching this show for Palm. You see it in the comment section on Twitter a lot. That's basically what a Daniel Bryan moment is, and what the fans want to see for anyone. For anyone that hasn't seen Daniel Bryan in WWE, there you go. So anyway, without having someone else telling me what's good, instead of going off just like what I saw, I'll speak for myself. But yet, at the same time, I'm going to agree. And I think it's actually truly amazing to see Palm in the main event because like no one can be so charismatic and animated like Palm Harajuku. And she's also a techniker. I was just saying how how Shoko Nakajima puts on some of the best stuff I've seen in wrestling in general, but Palm Harajuku can also pull that off too. She's not just comedy. She's clearly one of the reasons why I keep paying my was it like 900 yen every month. So anyway, the match does finally start. Not finally. It's just because I'm talking a lot. But the match starts, and Palm Harajuku is horrified. But she does eventually tag out to Rika Tatsumi, and Max tags out to Haiti. Because, Haiti, Max just wanted to wrestle Palm, or toy and play with Palm, however you want to say it. I don't know if that's wrestling. Torture Palm. So Miyu Watanabe enters the ring, and Rika comes in and does that Yoshi Iguzo spot, which basically means let's go, in case anybody didn't know what that meant. So Rika tags out the Palm, and then we get some loud Palm chants again. Palm isn't that afraid of Haiti, at least it seems. So Palm hits her with a step over move. Don't quite know the name, but it's when she steps over her opponent and beats their chest like drums. And so she drums on Haiti, right? But Max interrupts it, and Palm is just absolutely mortified. Max is beating the doll out of the idol, who is Palm Harajuku. Max really don't like idols. She's firing the crowd up though. She gets like a reaction going, and she just starts throwing Palm around across the ring like a rag doll. Max has had enough of playing with her food though, so she tags out to her partner Trish Adora. And then Trish basically starts dominating. She basically has the match won, and she has Palm Harajuku in the submission hold, right? But for some reason, Max just breaks up Trish Adora's submission. My guess is because that's her Palm, and only Max gets to beat Palm. It's actually quite scary when you're thinking about it, though. It sounds like I'm narrating like a horror movie or a kidnapping here at this point. So I'm gonna fast forward a little bit and go to where Miyu's in the ring, and she does some heavy strikes to Max, and she sets Max up for a giant swing. But Miyu can't quite swing her, at least not yet. Also, Max is pretty intimidating too. Miyu says "kawaii," which means scary. That translates to "I'm scared." Miyu says she's scared. So even with all that power that Miyu has, Max is just too threatening for Miyu, and Miyu can't swing. She can't swing Max, at least not yet. However, as Rika Tatsumi has Max in a sleeper hold, Miyu manages to swing Haiti, and they hit a tag team move. Don't quite know the name, but it's where Rika flips over, where she's standing like almost upside down, and then Miyu Watanabe assists her and flips her over greatly from the ground and does a splash. And then after that, Palm actually is in the ring. Palm hits Max with a drop kick, and the crowd just like roars. The roof blows off the arena. Then Palm connects Max with another shin kick, and then Max gives up and does like the standing double chokehold without the choke slam. And then she goes for the pin, and Palm kicks out. The crowd goes nuts for Palm. And for the finish, Haiti hits Palm with the splash with an assistance to Max. Trisha Dora says bye bye Pom, and then Pom gets pinned by Max. 1, 2, 3, and then wait. You gotta wait a second because Max actually kidnaps Pom after that. See, this is a kidnapping I was narrating. I'm like, what the hell? I just narrated a kidnapping. So anyway, you gotta hang on a second. Moshi Mosh. Moshi Mosh Kesasu. Hi. Poma ga torimashita. Oh wait, you speak English? Yes, yes. Is this police? Yes, Pom was stolen. Somebody help. 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 Police! Help! Police! Help! Help! Police! Help! So yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, so but that's actually not the main event though. The show is not over. The next match was Digimon, Daisy Monkey versus Mizuki and Moka Miyamoto. So Daisy Monkey don't really need an introduction. You should know who they are. In Japanese, they go by Digimon. Kind of used to seeing both. Digimon is Daisy Monkey, and they consist of Iris Indo and Suzume, just in case somebody doesn't know. So I'm a big fan of Moka Miyamoto, by the way. Another wrestler who I believe has limitless potential. And I'm actually really interested in her growth because she tends to improve every week. It's quite a sight to see. So, spoiler alert, she's already good. In case you haven't seen any of her matches, she's actually already good. A funny moment happened during that match. Suzume didn't actually tag out, or at least the referee Kiso did not see it. So Suzume casually exits the ring to get a proper tag from Irisu. The referee later on in the match, he kept saying hair. On that topic, though, isn't Suzume's two-tone hair pretty cool? I like it. It's awesome. So I'm wondering, like, maybe that's why Mitsuki was ignoring the referee. Like, yeah, her hair is nice. Yeah, it's nice. Yo, yeah, cool. Anyway, I always gloat and preach about Hikari Noah's drop kick. She may have like the best drop kick in pro wrestling, but I think Suzume and Iris's drop kicks are also still nice. So Suzume and Iris each hit a drop kick on Mocha, and then Mocha tags out. And Mitsuki hits Iris with one of her own drop kicks. After that, Mitsuki bridges out of Iris's pinfall, and she hits Iris with a beautiful yet deadly double foot stomp through the ropes. I love that move. Mitsuki does she does a top rope drop kick. A top rope cross body. Sorry, I got something in my eye. Give me 1 second. Okay. Mitsuki does a top rope cross body, and then she does it on Irisu, and then she transitions that into a crossface, kind of like Samoa Joe or Emi Sakura style. As soon as Irisu kicks out of the pinfall, it was like a really smooth transition. Then Irisu puts Mitsuki in a crossface of her own. I'm thinking like this is some good wrestling. It reminds me of like ROH. I love the transition when a wrestler kicks out a submission move, or a pinfall, they immediately go for a submission move. I love that. I love the transitions. Like a lot of people get tired of two things: false finishes and transitions. For me, I can watch it all day. All right, so Mizuki then just knocks the crap out of Suzume with forearm strikes. She really just she lays in on those strikes. I know a lot of English speaking fans or Western fans, they love to see wrestlers just beat the crap out of each other. And that's what Mizuki did. She laid it in on Suzume. Suzume then counters some of the strikes into a body slam, into a pinfall. And then Suzume does some successful pinfalls on Mizuki, but Mizuki kicks out of all of them. Keep in mind that last week's show, Hikari Noah did a bridge pinfall on Toribama, so don't be surprised if we see like another quick pinfall victory. So Mocha is watching outside at the time, and then Suzume does like a brilliant middle rope face crusher. She attempts to do a ring a bell on Mitsuki, but Mitsuki does her face lock on Suzume instead. She doesn't quite connect the ring a bell. Mocha actually opened the match with chain wrestling, so at this time she tries to defend her partner Mitsuki, so Irisu can't break up the submission hold. Irisu later on she manages to distract Mitsuki from doing a high risk move, so she does, interfere. And then this actually gives Suzume enough time to get out of the way, to roll out of the way from Mitsuki's double foot stomp that she went for. Then Digimon or Daisy Monkey, they hit this sick combination, like face crusher on Mitsuki. It was similar to like the Hardy Boys, like Poetry Motion, where I think usually Matt Hardy would lay down on his forest, but Irisu did it totally different, by the way. I'm not implying that they copied or anything like that. I'm just describing kind of like what it looked like. It was pretty original and new. I didn't expect it, and that's how it was good. I just, narrating here. Don't shoot the messenger. Anyway, so Mocha does her karate spots on Suzume, but Suzume rolls out again here. You see a thing going here? Suzume has been rolling out of the way. Suzume is on a roll. So Mocha actually, even though she doesn't hit the chop, Mocha does hit Suzume with some strikes, and then she does like this. I guess you could say like a Aikido takedown or Judo takedown. No, it's not Judo. It's like a Aikido takedown. Like she takes her on her back. They do it in karate too, actually, but it's more famous grappling and other martial arts. So she takes her down, and then she does this abdominal stretch hold on Suzume. But then Suzume immediately reverses it. Suzume has a counter for everything in this match. Suzume just refuses to lose, refuses to stay down, and I like it. I mean, when's the last time you've seen a bee on the ground, right? She's a bee. She's always flying. She's always moving. So Suzume then hits a crossbody into a pin on Mitsuki after Mocha tags out. She tries to ring Mocha's bell, but instead she eats a leg lariat by Mocha. And then Mocha goes for a domino stretch again with the wrist lock attached. But Irisu breaks it up. So Mocha Miyamoto goes for the Kurikan on Mitsuki. It's like that gated DDT kind of move. Like that's the best way I can describe it. But Suzume does a spinning quick pinfall on Mocha. It's like she spins around her like a bee. If you ever seen Chie from Choco Pro, how she spins around, it's kind of like that. A lot of high energy there. So, and then she gets to ring a bell on Mocha, and Mocha is done. 1, 2, 3. The match is over. But it was a good match, though. So I think like Suzume and Irisu, they're just like too good. They probably might be the strongest tag team if I were to power scale, like on how strong the tag teams are in TJPW. The first strongest team has to be Free Wi-Fi, but the second strongest is probably Daisy Monkey. The champions don't count because they're belt holders. I'm not going to scale the belt holders. So I think if Mitsuki manages to win the Princess of Princess Championship, I believe Irisu Endo, and Suzume probably could give Mitsuki a good challenge. So the show closed, and basically Suzume says, Kata, we won, she won. They won. And she's happy that everyone came. She's like, I'm happy that everyone came, right? And then she looks at Irisu. And Irisu is like, what, really? You actually want me to speak? Okay. And then Irisu says something that is not normally said in American culture, so it's kind of hard for me to translate this part, but I'll fill in the blanks. She basically said that she was happy because of the energy that you all bring with the crowd, and thank you for being so lively. And then after that, they both basically just thanked everyone for coming to today's TJPW tournament at Kobe. And that was pretty much it. Their speech was not very long at the end. They usually are not long, by the way. It's pretty rare for them to be long, even at the big shows. Oh. And then the press conferences, they did clip those at the end of the event, but I didn't watch them again because they were on Twitter. So if you want to see like translations of the press conferences, you can just go to TJPW 2013 Twitter page. But overall, though, good show, great show actually. Dajimon and Daisy Monkey, they got the win, the victory over Mitsuki and Mocha. I sound a little bit sad. That's because I'm a Mocha fan. But yeah, I'm glad that not only did Mocha Miyamoto go in the main event, Mitsuki got in the main event, uh, Dajimon got in the main event, so everybody won. Good show. I'm happy they closed the show too. So, oh yeah, good stuff. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get off Twitter Spaces, and I'm not gonna like just talk about random stuff because I'm gonna do another live Twitter Spaces next time TJPW does a show. So I will catch you on probably this weekend or the day after. So see you next time. Thank you for coming to Up Joshi. Mata. Bye bye.